All right, we got paired. 23, 34. Play d4, d5. The board is fine, I suppose. Slav defense. Why not? I mean, I could have. I always forget that I could actually someday accept the Queen's Gambit. I don't think I've ever done it. Well, we'll go with our setup here. Usually I do takes against both moves. Queen c2, queen b3. You do lose the center. Their queen gets kicked a little bit around. You kind of get this square in a kind of a creep here eventually. But I think, well, at least I don't know, I usually manage to hold on to it too greatly. Like I have this guy and the bishop covering e4s, but eventually white will overwhelm us and get over them. So, well, alternative is here. Go for some kind of semi-Slav structure and then hope that the queen is misplaced here. It is keeping my bishop honest here. But if we go here, e3, I think this guy defended for a while before he fixes things around with these guys, like probably bishop out, e3. Then you have this defended, you can move the queen. Well, let's go with the normal stuff. I don't know, if I was gonna play this anyways, I should have banged it in a second. So, usually I just come out here. So we cover the e4 push there. He's gonna play there. Get castled, play knight c3, I don't know, knight d2, and then play e4. And eventually enjoy big center. Meanwhile, black does get a kind of comfortable development. How could we make it a little more mixed up? Could try to play for one of the breaks. But I don't know if c5 is the break I want to do against the bishop pairing down here. Maybe we could push it instantly. Kind of like a Catalan thingy. There's also b5 somehow, like queen goes here, knight here. I mean, I guess he could go there instantly though, straight up. So don't get a free tempo on the queen, get to push him around more. And then it's a bit questionable, like is this a big weakness? It is probably. Like in a Catalan, you could probably stick the knight there and be happy, but then I have played the bishop out, which is probably gonna be a kind of a vulnerability with the knight d5, so I just go bishop d7. Yeah, usually in the Catalan, your bishop is somehow inside the pawn chain here, around here. Here it's could have probably been a big vulnerability. So we have everything almost developed and solid stuff here, but we have no center control at all. Like, well, we are controlling this with pieces, which of course is not ideal. Like, if black would have a pawn here, then it'd of course be almost better. But it comes down to, can we prevent this or get something going on while white sets that up in a way that we can't really prevent. Alright, it's not coming yet. I think this is like some kind of a theoretical position. Now there's a... Okay, he didn't... I was gonna say that the rook d1 is the big blunder here. I've seen it a lot of times. But it's kind of known. You have bishop here, taking away squares from the queen, and then you win the rook because they have to react to the queen getting trapped here. Or exchange, you win here. But okay, now he's setting up this here. We could stick the knight there in the way. I think I've played that previously. I have no e5 break. We kind of have a c5 break here, but again, like I said, I'm not sure it's in my interest to bang it out there. Their queen is like a little bit vulnerable there, though. But it probably can kind of easily get out. We could, of course, go here and threaten to trap it. But then he's gonna probably play the e4 anyways. Not only giving squares for the queen, but also trapping my bishop there, so that's not good. I mean, assume like a knight here, knight here. Then it's attacked 3 times, so I can't really keep it on. Defend it more. If I bang c5 instantly in e4, bishop goes somewhere. Or bring this guy first here, e4, bishop goes somewhere. I guess we could also stick the bishop there. It's probably a lot more vulnerable though. Not sure I've ever done it that way. Wonder is there some like obvious blunder? Like why this would blunder everything away. I'll try this one, it looks fun. Usually I've stick the knight there or done something like one of these things. Well, I would love this trade here if he moved the knight, which he's not gonna do. But like takes. If he does something naughty, we always have this retreat here, getting a queen tempo. In the long run, I don't think I have any ways of stopping this. At least this might have been the first real new move for him. Now he's actually thinking. I think he has been in this position a few times in his life. By a few times, I mean a lot of times. Well, in the previous position. Maybe not here because he's thinking. I'm not too worried about giving the light squared bishop because it was... I mean, it's not horrible, but... Also, it has some... Well, it's technically the worst piece I have. Or the worst bishop I have, but... It also has some possibilities of getting kind of sidelined. Should we go here? He's hitting this guy. I want to play here to stop it. Rook moves are always bad against this setup here. Wonder what he does. Think he's gonna do some kind of a queen move. Get a tempo on my stinking knight. Maybe here, not to block the e-pawn. Or the bishop. And then I'm not sure it's my interest to defend the knight. Goes there. Okay, that's probably also good. Maybe less exposed than here, like maybe we could have at some point. aligned with the queen, and well, this is hit, so either that or retreat. Then I'd have to move away anyhow. I'll just go here. Expecting bang. I guess we could have baited some knight moves and have this a little more vulnerable. But I don't know. I really want my knight's descent this way though. I don't think so. Oh, probably if I went here and there, I could maybe go here. If we let the pawn go vulnerable. Maybe. Alright, so e5 takes, knight here. That's not defended, so this was probably better than the other move. Because it did defend f2 too, instead of going here. And also it's less exposed, probably. We could try to make it exposed by moving c5 though. Push will take. Is push then a thing? Maybe. I don't know. I'll try to, like, I don't want to let them pawns hang around like that. We do make this guy much stronger. Also, we did trade the light squared bishop, so moving the pawns away from the light squares makes them weaker. But I have, like, I need some space or some lines or something. Otherwise, we're gonna get just squeezed alive. Not here, but not here. Oh, I don't know how this works, but probably like here. Do I have to take the knight? I mean, I would get this pawn. How about bishop here? I could also maybe steal the pawn because this is defended. We could maybe try to get away with that. And if takes here, I suppose I'll take with this guy. And now we at least have some kind of an outpost here with the knight. How bad of an idea is it to go to an endgame against the bishop pair? I don't know. Let's say it's fine. Could also take the bishop here. Knight takes does not seem very threatening. So is my queen badly placed here? I don't know. I'll offer a queen trade. Maybe if he moves the queen away somewhere. I think I'll just do the rook to c8 and then I could even reply with queen c2 to defend this way. I think that's what we're gonna do. Also might be a good idea just to slip away from this diagonal in the advance. So I have now this kind of defenses against the 8-7 threats. Well, also g6, but anyways, rook on the open file. How bad can that be? This is solid. He can take it at some point, sure. Alright, so we could take it, but we can also now do this one. Oh, we can probably not do it, right? Because takes. Bishop here. Forking the pawn and the rook. Yeah, I don't think I have time to take here at that point. Oh. Is that really true? Because that's the move I want to make, but it seems impossible. But is there a way? I don't see a way. There is a takes though, right? After like here, chop, 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 bishop here, I can take this one, and this is hanging. You can take here with check, but that's making things even worse, because after takes, we take here, hit this guy and this guy. So I can go here, maybe. Can I? Let's do it and see. He might teach us a thing or two. Of course, like the other, I didn't really consider anything else though, which is funny. Like a move here or something else. And they might be even worse with the move here and then the bishop coming here or something. If I go here, there. All right. I did not think about that one either. Well, that's a bit of a suck. That's a bit of a suck. Well, I'll take here anyways. I could take here. Takes here. My knight is hanging. But so is this knight. Oh, my knight rook's hanging. Damn it. Oh, we should probably not hang the rook. Ew. Oh, fine. Now the good part is that this knight is kind of trapped here with the sack thingy here again though. Bang. Bang. So I think I can sack here. I hope so. I don't think he has any in-betweeners here. I mean, technically he could probably go there and take here with check. I mean, I also maybe could go here. Now I'm happy that I have this covered. Probably f5, f4 though. Now the problems. I don't think I have any options here. But yeah, this might be one of those cases where the rooks might outmatch the pieces. Because the rook gets in here kind of dangerously. I think this is the move. Chop. There. And it's lining up kind of nastily. I have this guy covering this at some point. I mean, technically we could also save the pawn completely and he can't take here because of the fork here. So maybe it's not so bad. Okay, so he has 6 pawns. 1 pawn, 1 rook. For them. Oh, but now I do get this into kind of solid setup here, right? And somebody's gonna always cover the entry square. So I like this move. I mean, maybe here, but I can take that. Maybe g6. Make some room for the king. Technically it was... Well, I don't know. Seems like a move. Not sure that does, well, it restricts my bishop, which would love to go somewhere, but it's not obvious, like if you could drop the bishop somewhere. Where would it even be good at? Where would it even be good at? Like even here, which is the most it's vulnerable even there. I mean, it would hit there, but that's about it. I mean, I feel like I'm solid, but how to play for something more? How to play for? I guess they are prepping stuff here. Moving the pawns to give my bishop some sniping holes here and there. Could go harassing these, but then I do expose the c7 maybe at some point. That's why I'm kind of looking for a square for the bishop, so it will not be so vulnerable here. We could come here, but then still then our bishop is so unflexible. It's also looking at this move just to cover the 7th rank. Maybe put the bishop there. I hate the fact that the bishop doesn't have a square to go to. And yeah, he could also just play rook c2, defend the pawn. I don't know, I don't probably want to put the pawn all the way to the light square there. Okay, I'll do this just in case this is defended in some line. Doesn't really seem like a move that does anything. Alright, so he pins my knight, which can't now move. Well, it can move, but then it's a rook trade. Okay, I'll undo this and like maybe h-file. Maybe h-file instead. Of course he can play h4 and stop that too, but at least that's a pawn on there. So that exposes both pawns to dark squares. Not sure I should be doing any undermining at the moment. Let's go here for a second though. But I like still the construct, and like it's not very flexible for white either. Like I'll take, I cover this. This guy can't move and this can't move without the pawns dropping at the moment. Of course I don't know if I have any. Well, I guess I could also go here and try to bang that out. Why not? This is kind of like doing a lot of chipping and jabbing around. Why not try this one? Because I'd like the bishop to get involved. I still have this kind of well covered. I guess if I play a5, technically we do expose the b file to counter punches too. Does it matter? I'm gonna claim no. It could be yes too, but whatever. Alright, so now I'm kind of tempted to actually put the pawn to a light square here. So well, I guess he could, the pawn is also exposed here if he pushes that. But I like that this being a target, and now maybe we could target this guy too. And there's still no entry scores for them. And okay, this is on a light square. They technically could like pile up on everything there, but it's not easy. The knight's covering few squares. They have to worry about this, and I mean, I guess they could do that and that. I can do this and that. And also in the end of the day, it's also dependent by knight, so well, it's a thing. But also that's a thing, and that's a thing. Risky. With chance of biscuits. Or how does the saying go? My opponent does have the rooks, and so this is like a very important, is that we have to be in control like of these files. Rooks like files. Now he has no entries, this is blocked and this is covered. And the knights are working double time there to really cover them. Alright, so now he gives me the C file, which I think I wanna actually snap instantly. Now my rook's a file, has a file. I think he should have just waited here and done the rook b1 if he, after I put my rook here, which is not the most active square in the world. So to do something else. If I play here, then you can play this if you wish so. Alright, well, the downside is probably that I don't also have a entry square, because that's a bit of a dodgy square. So he's giving me a pawn here, but I feel like, well, either his idea is to go for the play here, which I can kind of take care of, but maybe more annoying is the f5, undermining this and maybe threatening f6. I could take and play the after f5, just put the bishop here though. Okay. Just so we don't get, I mean, I do give up all these squares though, but I don't wanna like get really squeezed. Yes, now after f6, it's probably gonna be very hard to actually hold on. Yeah, I don't know, it's probably a bad idea. But on the other hand, what can I do? Like, if I don't take, he's gonna take. I mean, maybe it was more solid. Yeah. I don't think I can give this up. And check. We could go here though. I don't like this one because of the f6. And then either I go to a back rank and then it gets really unflexible. Or I go here, which looks also kind of dodgy after some kind of a rook here, and they might start to threaten some checks and mates. Also, I'm running out of time, which is not good because I feel like this is complicated. This doesn't really make any sense. Like maybe I could trade these guys off, be here, there. Let this happen, but maybe just like takes. It's gonna be pain in the butts because of this is gonna happen. And where do we stick the knight, the bishop, and kind of mating ideas coming up. I have to go here and they don't like check and mate me. But here looks kind of nasty. Or here also kind of nasty. Like instantly here and here I think is a mate threat. I mean, probably could save myself with throwing away the bishop and going there, but even that looks a bit dodgy, but maybe. Could I live with here? So dodgy looking. Like here, or... Okay, I'm gonna take a huge risk. This might be the last move I make in this game. Oh shoot. I just wanted to give myself some counterplay with this rook, not move it here. And with the idea that if he does this, I might give a check, but also this doesn't actually work because of this move. Hiding here, or he takes then. It's not a check. It looks very dangerous, but might also not be. Alright, he takes there. I'll go here. Look-see look. There's a 10-second increment, so we are not completely dead if we run out of time. Now I might be taking here, might be, because I covered this. I do like this being very solid though, but... And this is only even top the pawns. Alright, it does that. We could go here. Let the rook get in. Is that smart? Is that smart or smart? Might be smart. Oh, it drops this one. It's not smart. It drops that one. It's not smart. Okay, I'll take here just to like give some space for my things. Some space for my thingies. And now I'll give my king a space too. Is that good, bad, ugly? I don't know. This is now much more vulnerable though. Not sure about this move. Just went to look at this guy, but not sure about that at all. But I don't know, maybe probably not the greatest square in the world. Now he does blunder that move. I think it's fine. Here I have the in-betweener check if he tries to fork me. And now we're a piece up. With chance of biscuits. Yeah, he resigns. That was a weird, hard game though. Let's look at things. Let's turn off the engine evaluation. How do I draw it away? Alright, now we should not have get spoiled by thingies. So, Slav defense, queen b3. So if you play this line, the good part is that you can go to the same position versus queen c2 and queen b3 lines. They are kind of rare. 6%, 3% master database. 4%, 1% leads database, so it's not much of a, not very common thing, but queen c2 is definitely kind of a annoying line to face. There was a, or is a national master who lives nearby me who has tortured me a lot with this line. So I should know it better, but I haven't really looked at it in ages. G3, E6, this is all theory. Okay, bishop E7. I don't know if this matters which order you stick these guys in here. Castles, castles. Knight C3. E3 is the other line. Knight B D7. And yeah, he plays the main line rook E1. There is the, like I said, this is the blunder line where black wins the exchange because the queen is trapped here if he moves the rook. So I played here. I know that this is the main line, but I played the move that no master has ever played here. It's probably very explainable. Nobody has played this even on the Lichess database. Okay, there is 5 games. Enialius. Once the really strong player has played it. 2694. I mean, I guess that's a blitz rating. So only ever done in the blitz games on laches. Of course, we give up maybe the bishop a little too easily, but this is the main line here, and then I don't know what they do. I think I've seen this a lot of times. Is this takeable though? I'm gonna ask the engine a little bit though. That's not take. Oh well, obviously, oof. That's attacked a lot of times. Why was it like there's 4 games that have actually gone this way? I guess I did miss that. That's attacked 3 times. Horrible. And all these players also missed it. Alright. Something like this. Well, not this one, but knight d2. And yeah, like I said, it's very hard to keep this. I mean, maybe we could now stop that. What does Mr. Machine say? Now it's black's better, yeah. So that's why probably the white usually just sets up a little better to go for this here. Like this is not a tempo. And I don't know, queen here. Seems to be the main line, knight h4. Chop. Chop. I mean, at this tier we kind of hold on. Can you really play f3 and let this go with check? Like somehow this is a theory move. Well, okay, actual theory. I suppose if we go here e3 and we have too many things hanging. Unlucky. So knight c3. B takes. White has some weirdo thingies here, but they have the bishops. And their center is gonna start rolling. I mean, this would be really lovely if we had the dark squared bishop alive. But can't have that. Who's better here? Let's ask the machine. Machine thinks it's, oh, even slightly for the black side. Solid center, bishops. Vulnerability here, and the king's a bit exposed. Alright, well, that's the theory part of the game. I played a novelty, basically. Chop, chop. Queen here. Same stuff. I'll defend my b-pawn with the queen b6. They hit here. I could have hang on to it here. I wonder if f5 is like, it weakens this so much, so it's a big liability. Just to try to cement this guy a little stronger. But here, well, okay, here I can probably take here, so it's not so bad. Can't go there straight up. Has to do some kind of a prep move here or here. But he has the bishops again. Alright, so I went back, let him have their center, and bank the c5 in. It's risky, but like you're super solid in this kind of setup. You get out of Caro-Kanns and Scandies and stuff like that, but I guess you don't get this out of Scandies though, because e4 is done. Would probably be this pawn instead in the Scandinavian. But the black structure is what you get out of that. You keep up this light squared bishop. Sometimes I mean, the Caro-Kann maybe you can hold on a little better. Well, it depends on the variation, I guess. I was gonna say that the point of your center pawn here. But in the best case scenario, we get to trade the light squared bishop and keep the d5 and get the e6 and c6 in. When it's easier to control the central push. Anyways, break. They play d5. I wonder if this is good though. I mean, of course it takes away defender from the king. But I was kind of happy that I get to block this whole... It was probably okay. Not sure. Could have taken here. But then I have nobody covering that. Then I'd have to play some g6. Anyways, I saw this idea. Also, I didn't really mind the queen trade. I was kind of expecting this to be a little unpleasant though, but we have stuff coming here to ease up the pressure. Not that this was I was not really sure about, like, if he gets to take there at some point, do I give an isolated pawn as a target? I guess we could have also defended it many times, or just moved it. Well, then this gets kind of spicy here. Anyhow, they say no trace. They're still looking at my king. I saw this idea, then I thought it didn't work because I said, well, I guess it didn't really work, or did it? I didn't see this move though. I saw this line. Then I can do this. Undermine this guy here. This doesn't really, well, this just makes things worse. Even worse version of the game, I think. Okay, I didn't see this move, but in the end, the knight was kind of trapped there. But I guess he could have done some like bishop move somewhere, like bishop d2 maybe. It's black's move though. Oh yeah, my rook was hanging, sorry. But yeah, bishop d2 probably, before you try to free the knight. And he's covering this square. Can't go harassing it. Not sure I can take here, like maybe we can. Actually, probably can. But maybe he could also free the knight here. It's not so clear though. It's not so clear. Guess he could also go backwards and defend this. Could steal this, get hit by that. It's a mess. I mean, we did get the pawn back in this line though, from here. Even though we didn't manage to trap the knight. Alright. But yeah, I feel like something like here, or even maybe h4. Defend this with the pawn, maybe even more solid. We have this covered, and I mean, technically I could probably still snap this off though. So does white have time to defend this guy first? And then free the knight? Maybe in blades 4 here? Maybe. I guess he could, in a worst case scenario, like chop here. Then this is instantly defended, and then go h4. I can't play f6 because, well, this is hanging, and if I take here, then this problem has been solved instantly. Trying to trap the knight there. Would lovely to take this way and have this covered, and the knight still trapped there. Well, rough. He went there instantly, which is probably a mistake. I was looking at this a bit. Guess I was thinking here, which is probably better, right? Even this might get trapped there. Might get trapped there. I guess there's F4 too. I mean, it's same as the game. It is same as the game though. Wonder I feel like he had to do this though. At this moment. This is what I didn't really care for. I did see that I can maybe play b5 and have this defended by the fork here. But it still looked kind of vulnerable, to be honest. Could have actually done this instantly. I guess I can go here, check, come here, and then move the knight to defend the pawn here. Not sure where this goes. Tries to stay here, might get jumped badly. Maybe should just move away. And then, okay, the knight, I mean, I guess we could go here and there and have a decent square for it. Except maybe. Maybe not so fine. Yeah, well, I think this, because I was super solid here with this knight setup. And he didn't have an easy way. I guess maybe b3, a4, try to undermine me here. I can always play a5 and stick the now bishop somewhere though. Or stick the bishop here instantly too. But also a5 and I guess this is more flexible. On the problem here is that I'm not really sure why it doesn't do anything. Is that how do we make progress around here? White made it like they started to make progress for me. Like I don't see this doing anything except targets, makes this a bit of a targets here. Not sure. This I should probably not have gone baiting because h5 looked actually dangerous. And this he should definitely not have done. Maybe h4 instantly here. And then you can do this if you want to, but maybe you can also go popping here. I mean, this is passive, but this so is this. But yeah, don't give me the C file. This was good. And I was not sure about, about this mess. I'm not sure, like I probably should not have taken it though. Let's see what Mr. Machine says. Machine wants to actually take and says black is really better. This is fine. Yeah, I don't want to get the knight bishop trapped behind the pawns. And this is fine. I was a little afraid about this, like if I do something here. No. Instantly drawn. How is that so? No, it is mate. Oh, g4 first. I didn't see g4 in between at all. Okay. I just saw this like you take instantly here. You can maybe survive around here. Even here he has a perp though. Unless he wants to go for more here. Which might be justified. I was kind of waiting on waiting for the, or hoping for the rook check here and some counterplay coming up. So how did we do? They went there, I went there. Chop chop. There. Then he just blundered. You know, sure I can do this and that. I was really worried about this though. It felt like if he does something really slow though, like rook here. I mean, I was kind of waiting or banking on this check somehow saving me whenever he tries to double the rooks here. But it felt really clumsy with this locked out and this here really vulnerable. Guess that's also a big threat there. Earth. Earth. I'm not dead in the water. Seem to have a lot of counterplay. I was underestimating. This looked very vulnerable though. But I didn't want to like end up in these moments in some like here and then f6, and I guess I could still go here, but what I didn't want to happen is that we kind of lock the rook to this h file, and like even though we are covering this and that and that and that, so it's not easy to see how the rooks would get to the c file and open up. It looked dangerous if somebody would sneak in here. Not sure how it happens though. Let's see what Mr. Machine says. Chop. Chop. Still no. Oh, we are just in time to get here and there. Oh, there is that though. Even, well, computer says white's black slightly better, but I don't know. It's definitely not easy. And we have some guys locked here or stuck there, and this guy feels a little stuck too. Knight is still great though. And he has chop, 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 and then he missed this and lost. Anyways, weird game. But I'll take it. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.